She doesn't want a safe man. Not at first. She wants the man who can't be tamed. The one with eyes that have seen too much, who walks like he's hiding something sacred, whose silence speaks louder than your best compliments. Women who love dangerous men aren't naive. They're magnetized by the very energy society warns them about. The allure isn't just the man himself, it's what he represents. Dangerous men don't follow rules, they bend reality. He may not be violent, he may never raise his voice, but his presence is rebellious. He's the man who says what others won't, does what others fear, and moves like the world owes him nothing. He is intoxicating because he is free, and freedom, to the feminine psyche, is erotic. Deep down, many women crave the unpredictable because it reminds them of the unknown, and the unknown is where power lives. This isn't about superficial bad boys. That's an Instagram trope. No, this is about the shadow lover, the archetype Jung spoke of. He is her reflection in reverse, her denied impulses wrapped in masculine form. He triggers her chaos, her lust, her fear, and her femininity all at once. Around him, she feels disarmed, and ironically, that's what makes her feel safe. Not protected by him, but released from herself. Stability bores her. Security numbs her. She says she wants a man who communicates and plans, but too often, she will betray that desire the moment she's in the presence of a man who feels dangerous. Why? Because comfort doesn't move her. Danger does. It dances with her nervous system. It forces her into surrender. She feels something when she's around him, even if it's anxiety. And modern women have been conditioned to confuse intensity for intimacy. Trauma is often the root. If she grew up around chaos, if love meant walking on eggshells, then the roller coaster becomes her home. She mistakes adrenaline for affection. Dopamine hits from his unpredictability, oxytocin from his rare softness, and it becomes a cycle. Pain, pleasure, apology, repeat. It's not just emotional, it's neurochemical addiction. The brain doesn't seek peace, it seeks what it knows. And if she knows dysfunction, then danger becomes her comfort zone. But this pattern isn't just personal, it's cultural. Look around. From Greek mythology to Netflix scripts, the dangerous man is glorified. Hades and Persephone, Dracula and Mina, Joker and Harley. These are not random tales. They are symbolic transmissions passed down for generations. She doesn't want a soft-hearted man with a 401k. She wants the Shadow King who can drag her into another dimension. Because he isn't just seductive, he's transformative. You think your kindness will win her over. You think transparency is enough. You think being good makes you desirable. But until she evolves, you are nothing but predictable. She doesn't want the man who plays it safe. She wants the man who makes her feel unsafe in all the right places, who interrupts her logic, who ignores her scripts, who is dangerous not because he hurts her, but because he threatens her control. And yet, what makes her drawn to him is the very thing that will cost her. But that's part 2. Let me know when you're ready. In the alchemy of lust, you'll be taken deep into the ancient and forgotten discipline of sexual transmutation, a principle once reserved for monks, warriors, kings, and creators. The truth about women who love dangerous men. Part 2, the cost of the flame. What she pays for that kind of love. What starts as obsession ends in ash. That same man who made her pulse race is now the reason she doesn't sleep. She stares at the ceiling, wondering why she feels so drained, why she's more anxious than aroused. Because here's the truth, danger comes with a bill, and it doesn't care how pretty she is. She chose the flame, now she has to pay the burn. Eventually, the thrill turns to tension. The seduction becomes suspicion. His silence, once mysterious, now feels like a weapon. His dominance, once sexy, starts to feel suffocating. And deep down, she knew. Women aren't as blind as they pretend. They see the red flags, they just choose the color. You'll hear women say things like, "He's complicated," or You wouldn't understand him like I do. Translation? She's addicted to the illusion, because the dangerous man never gave her clarity, he gave her confusion. And confusion is power. It keeps her guessing, hoping, chasing. That's the real game. The dangerous man doesn't seduce with romance. He seduces with psychological distance. The moment she thinks she has him, he disappears. And that mystery becomes a drug. She'll keep trying to solve him, even if it means losing herself in the process. But let's be honest, he's not always the villain. Often, he's a reflection of her own chaos. He just wears it better. Where she hides behind polite smiles and affirmations, he embodies the shadow she suppresses. He says what she won't, lives how she won't. His danger is her fantasy in masculine form, and by being with him, she doesn't have to face her own reflection. She can blame his madness instead of confronting her own. And still, she isn't innocent. She chose him, not out of ignorance, but out of ego. She wanted the power struggle. She wanted the highs and lows. It made her feel special, like she was the only one who could tame him. But dangerous men aren't looking to be tamed. They're not broken. They're wired different. And once he senses that she's falling too hard, too soft, too predictable, he detaches, because he was never there to love her. He was there to be mirrored, to be worshipped, and then to move on. Some women stay in that loop for years. Others evolve. There comes a moment, usually after betrayal, heartbreak, or spiritual rock bottom, where she finally sees the truth. Passion, built on pain, always leads to ruin. What she called deep connection was emotional survival. What she called chemistry was childhood trauma. And the man she thought was the answer was just the question she refused to ask herself. This is the shift. The dangerous man isn't the prize. The man who mastered his danger is. There's a difference. One destroys for the thrill. The other contains his chaos and directs it into something greater. Mission, legacy, self-mastery. He still has the edge. He still moves in silence. But he is no longer a storm. He is the architect of it. And that is who she needs if she wants to stop bleeding in the name of love. Because desire without discipline is a wreck waiting to happen. And loving danger without understanding it will always end the same way. In ashes, in silence, and in the realization that not every flame was meant to be followed. Some were meant to be studied and then walked away from. The solution: discipline over desire. The truth is this: if you don't master your desires, they will master you. Whether you're the man she keeps chasing or the man trying to understand why she never chose you, you must kill the need to be wanted by chaos. You must let go of the hunger for attention, for validation, for lust wrapped in pain. This isn't about going cold. It's about going clear, crystal clear on who you are, what you stand for, and what kind of love, power, and legacy you're willing to suffer for. The man who leads himself, the one who is sexually disciplined, emotionally contained, and mission first, he is the rarest breed. He's the one who doesn't chase because he attracts without leaking. He doesn't burn his soul to keep anyone warm. Dangerous men are everywhere, but dangerous men with direction, with code, with restraint, that's a different echelon. So kill the craving to be desired, bury the boy who needed to be seen, and in his place, build a man who commands presence without chaos. If this message hits something in you, good, let it, because you've just scratched the surface of your own transformation. Now go deeper. Listen to my audiobook, Death of Desire, Replacing Longing with Mission. A ruthless guide to cutting the cords of emotional dependency, mastering libido, and stepping into your next evolution. This isn't for men chasing lust. It's for men building legacy. Thus remember, we are Indisceptor. Becoming Indisceptor is the code they never wanted you to learn. A psychological war map for men, forbidden teachings fused with modern strategy for influence, dominance, and self-mastery. If you want peace, prepare for war. Welcome to the Indisceptor archive, where the undeceived rise. No ads, no distractions, just pure, uninterrupted power. As a crusader of the archive, you gain infinite access to every video, every truth, every strategy, without censorship, delay, or interruption. New drops daily, delivered to you before the world sees them. Raw, unfiltered, elite. Indisceptions.com.